Am I the asshole for not kicking out my nephew to let my sister move in? I, 35M, own my house. The layout of the house is important. The basement is a mother-in-law's suite, a medium bedroom, a living area and a small kitchenette along with its own full bathroom. It has its own entrance. The first floor is the kitchen, dining room, and a great room, powder room and a mud room connecting to the garage. The upstairs is the master bedroom with a master bath and massive walk-in closet. There are 2 more bedrooms along with a bathroom and a laundry area. One of the bedrooms upstairs I have turned into my office. I am currently working from home full-time. In April my nephew Alec, M20, came home from college because of current events. Alec is the oldest of 6 kids and my sister, F37, has a bad habit of making him take care of his younger M10, F8, M6, M6, F3 siblings. He reached out to me and I let him move into the mother-in-law suite. He has been living with me since then and we have had no issues. He does not pay rent, nor do I want him to. A couple of weeks ago my youngest sister, 29F, came over. She and her husband are having financial problems since her husband lost his job. She has 2 children, 6M, 4F. She asked if they could move in with me for a while. I told her that I didn't think it would work because I only have 1 empty bedroom, and I don't think that 4 people would fit very well. She said that she figured she and her family would move into the mother-in-law suite in the basement. I told her no, that was my nephew's area. Well, she started throwing a fit about that, about how she needed room and he didn't. I didn't budge. I knew what was coming next, so I spoke with Alec, telling him what his aunt asked and telling him it was his decision whether or not to give up his space. Sure enough she went to talk to him and he told her he didn't want to move upstairs. She started ranting about what an entitled asshole he was and more. I should say that my youngest sister, let us call her Anne, has always been jealous of Alec. His mom was just 17 when she had him, so of course she was still living at home. Anne was the baby of the family, until he was born. She was jealous of him since the day he was born. After she calmed down she said fine. They would take my bedroom, using the walk-in closet as a bedroom for the kids. I said no to that, and also to giving up my office. Well, she started ranting about how I never help her and basically just yelling at me. I told her that I was not throwing Alec out of what we both think of as his space for her. Anne stormed out and starting complaining to our family. My oldest sister, Alec's mom, thinks that Alec should move back with her and Anne should get the mother-in-law suite. My mom agrees with her. I told them all that they don't get to vote on what happens with my house. Now they are all saying that Alec and I are both assholes for not helping Anne. I think they are ridiculous, but I thought I would post here for outside opinions. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole, it's your house and so you can do whatever you like with it. It's not your fault for your younger sister's problems and she's not entitled to anything of yours. Why doesn't she stay with your parents? Why does it have to be you and not anyone else, or even her husband's family?
Not the asshole, your house, your choice. It's as simple as that. Would it be nice of you to shake up Alec and your lives to let her family move in? Of course. It's also super nice of you to let Alec live there in the first place. You are not the family hotel, and your choice to be one doesn't make you an asshole, at all. It's quite literally none of your mom or sister's business what you choose to do with your home. Even Alec is only there by your choice. None of them have any innate right to your space.
Not the asshole. Your home, your sanctuary, your choice. It doesn't sound like you'll want the drama your youngest sister brings anyways. If mom and older sis are so concerned, they can open up their homes. You obviously have a comfortable setup with your nephew, in which neither of you end up being used by anyone else unlike what it sounds like the rest of the family dynamic is running on, and I don't blame you for wanting to keep the peace you've got.
Not the asshole, your house, your rules. It's insane that your sister's argument is you're not helping the right family member by offering a place to live. Letting a family with minor children live with you is far more disruptive than a single college student. If your mother and other sister want to help her so much, they can open their homes.
Not the asshole. I just want to make sure I understand here. Did they just invite themselves to move into your house? Bold, super bold. Would it be nice if you to let them move in with you? Yes, but you're not obligated. It's your house. There are members of my family that I know I would never let live with me. People who for one reason or another think or behave in ways that I wouldn't find acceptable in my home. That's the thing though, it's my home. I can say no if I want to and no one gets to argue. Perhaps it's not my place to say, but this sister of yours seems a little bit entitled. That she believes your whole household should shift itself to accommodate her, including you giving up your own bedroom, is something. Not the asshole. It's your house and at the end of the day what you decide goes. Aside from that, she seems extremely entitled to your space. She wants to use your walk-in closet as a room for the kids. Seriously. You and Alec have a comfortable setup and she doesn't get to barge in and change it just because she's having a bad time and thinks she deserves help more than he does.
Not the asshole. Every time I see a post like this I am astounded by people's entitlement. Can you imagine trying to force someone to move out of their current living space so you can move into it instead? After already being told no by the owner of the home. Stick to your guns op. Also your mother and other sister can open their homes to your sister if they feel that strongly about it. Why anyone thinks they can impose this decision onto someone else is beyond me.
Not the asshole. Your sister is acting incredibly entitled. The idea that she's get your master suite when her original idea was working shows how out of line she is. Lol. So Alec is the entitled asshole, but she's trying to throw you out of your own bedroom, and getting your sister and your mom involved, and somehow that isn't entitled. If they are calling you an asshole for not helping her, why aren't they offering her a place to stay? Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. If your nephew wants to move back in with his mom, that's fine. He should not have to give up his space if he doesn't want to. You own the house. I also don't see any of your other family offering to help. And because of that, they don't getting have an opinion on the situation. Anne is an adult and should be able to take care of herself. I understand the situation with COVID, but she is an adult, married, and has kids. She should have set up an emergency savings for these situations. Not the asshole. Whilst it may have been nice if your nephew could move into the upstairs bedroom, he is not obligated to move for your sister. You are also not obligated to take in her family. I was leaning towards adding that you should perhaps consider helping your sister and her family for at least a little while, considering we are in the middle of a pandemic. However, the contempt both of your sisters seem to have for yourself and Alec makes me inclined to think that you or your nephew are best steering clear of their drama. Of course you're not the asshole. Your sister has a lot of nerve calling your nephew entitled while she demands his space and use of your home. Sucks she's in a tight spot, but she went about it the wrong way completely. Not the asshole. Your statement, "I told them all that they don't get to vote on what happens with my house," says it all, perfectly.
So objectively it makes more sense for an entire family to have the mill suite and your nephew to move into the bedroom upstairs if you were interested in helping everyone out. Not the asshole for not wanting to do it at all, but it is sort of weird to give one person what's essentially a full apartment while telling 4 people to share one room.
Not the asshole. Who are these people who come in, demand space, and just choose the rooms they want, including rooms that are already in use, like the master bedroom? Even if I had been previously inclined to help, that would be a fuck no.
I mean, he literally could just move into the bedroom. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. Your sister is entitled AF. I'm not defending her. But her kids are actual kids and Alec is 20 fucking years old and completely living off of other people by choice. It would be a mild inconvenience for him and save children from being homeless. But Reddit is going to tell you that you and Alec are princes and deserving of praise because it's Reddit. You don't owe your sister anything. That doesn't mean your nephew isn't being selfish as fuck and you're not enabling him to be. Not the asshole, and I'd strongly recommend rescinding any offer, or appearance of willingness, that might have been made around the spare upstairs bedroom. I wouldn't want anyone like her in my home regardless of relationship or hardship.
Not the asshole. It's your house and you can certainly do what you like with it. That being said, I'm really hoping that entitled sister and fam have someplace else to go, because homeless in the winter with 2 small kids isn't awesome. And obviously Alec doesn't have to do anything he doesn't like to, but I am sort of giving him the side eye that he wouldn't move to the upstairs bedroom. It's just him, he's not paying rent, and it really would have been the decent thing to do. But again, he was there first, so he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. Everyone saying NTA must be very comfortable in their lives that they will never need help. Your sister might be an entitled brat, but she's also about to be homeless. You and Alex can easily be the bigger people and help save your niece and nephew from potential homelessness. As a once homeless, hungry child, the level of selfishness of all the adults in this story grosses me out.
Not the asshole, and you are changing your nephew's entire life for the better. Remember what being 20 was like. He can be free and exhilarated and confused and try new things, pandemic willing. without being bound to servitude as an unpaid mega babysitter. You're awesome. Not the asshole is the Alec decision not to move upstairs based partly on not wanting to have all of those young children moving in and changing the house quietness. I can understand how 3 small children would overtake the entire house, leaving zero quiet time for work from home, or evenings. If only a couple were moving in without the children, would the decision be way easier?
Not the asshole. Also, for what it's worth, her level of entitlement makes me think that if you let her move in she would never leave. Like, she'd be one of those people who would use tenant-landlord kinda laws to force you to remove her instead of leaving like a good person.
Not the asshole. The stone's on her to be like, okay, I'll just take your bedroom in your house if I can't have the semi-private apartment downstairs. Arno, your house, your mortgage, your rules. Let her move in with the other sister and provide her with the free childcare that your nephew used to be on the hook for. Problem solved. Not the asshole. It is your house. Let the complaining family members support Anne and her 2 kids. Or a better idea is for Anne's now unemployed husband to be a house husband while she works and solves whatever financial problems they have instead of running from them.
Not the asshole. It's your house. It's so strange that everyone else thinks they get to decide who lives in your house. Maybe younger sis can move in with older sis and take care of the kids.
Not the asshole. It's your home, and while I understand that Anne is in a horrible situation, she cannot just assume that your basement has her name on it. Now if Alec had moved in within a few weeks, maybe it's been everyone sucks here because of her reaction and expectations and the fact Alec hadn't claimed the space yet. However, since he's been there for months, there's no reason that he should have to move upstairs and have that space taken away. Unless Alec's mom is willing to understand the reason he doesn't want to live with her, she will never understand it. Good job for taking care of your nephew and sticking up for him. I'm sure he appreciates it, since one would guess that you would have just kicked him out.
Sounds like Anne can move in Twitch your oldest sister and help her out with her other 23 kids FFS, not the asshole. I have seen a similar scenario approach me a few years ago, but thankfully my parents were able to step in and help out my sister. You're fine bro, I hope your sister and her old man can get back on their feet. Not the asshole. I think you're very kind for what you're doing for your nephew. I really feel for him. I can't imagine growing up in a situation where someone disliked me for my very existence and then having that person straight up tell me to give up my home because that is what he has down there for them. And then that person trying to turn the whole family against me. Poor guy. I'm glad he has you.
No assholes here. You obviously aren't legally required to let anyone live with you. However, if you would like to help her sister and her family escape homelessness, I do not think it's weird to ask her nephew to move into the upstairs bedroom. He will still have basically a bathroom to himself, and then her sister's family will be further away from you while working, meaning it will be quieter. I would have to agree with the sister saying that it's weird Alec wouldn't give up his room for them. I say this because Alec isn't considering the children. Not the asshole. Your house, your choice. I do find it amusing that she accused Alec of being an entitled asshole, like expecting you to provide free housing to her entire family and expecting you or Alec to give her your rooms isn't entitled behavior.
Not the asshole. It's your house and your life to do with as you wish. You are not obligated to help anyone besides the people you choose to help. I find it interesting that your sister had already figured she and her family would move into the mother-in-law suite in the basement, and was basically just running it by you as a veneer courtesy, not really asking. A better solution would be for her and her family to move in with your other sister, so that the 7 children would have at least 3 adults to take care of them. Since at least one of them isn't working to help mind them, she's being an asshole by dragging the rest of your family into something that clearly isn't their business and getting them to choose a side.
When you say mill suite, I assume it's not actually your mill suite. Lol, I was wondering how the mill felt and how much space she got before I understood. Lol, not the asshole.
Not the asshole. A person came to you in this difficult time and asked for help. You provided the best accommodations available. A second person came to you in this difficult time and asked for help. Sadly, the practical resources have already been allotted and the kind of help she wants isn't available. Luckily, it sounds like you have a lot of other family members invested in getting your sister set up in a good living situation. I'm sure they're all itching to sacrifice their own bedrooms.
Not the asshole, just a realist. If Anne moves in, it will just be the beginning. She'll likely be taking things without asking, invading your space and expecting you to watch her kids. You and Alec have a symbiotic relationship. Just because you can help someone, doesn't mean you have to or even should, especially when they are the kind of people to use it as an opportunity to take advantage. Not the asshole, it is your house, and thus your decision. Your nephew is already living in that space. You told him it was his decision on what to do and he gave his aunt his answer. That is the end of the conversation.
Not the asshole. It's your home. The space is already with someone. They don't get to decide that they are entitled to your house. After that display, I don't think they would even be welcome in my home without a very formal and legally binding contract. Lawyers stating how long they can stay, rent, their responsibilities and full liability for anything damaged. Telling them they don't get a vote was perfect. 100% fact.
NTA. Her reaction should prove to everyone why you don't want her there. She would end up with all of upstairs, you would end up in the basement of your own house paying for them. Not the asshole. All I know is if I was helping out family and the choice was between a grateful 20-year-old nibbling who just wanted to not be parentified until they could go back to college and an extremely entitled sibling with a family in tow and no specific deadline to move out, I know who I'd choose. And color me shocked. Alec's mother is supporting your younger sister so Alec can move back home. Eye roll.
Of course his mum wants him to move in with her again. She misses imposing on him for childcare. Not the asshole, in all the ways. Regardless of your mum's relationship with your sister, if she's that bothered she can take them in. Tough luck. It's your house, and the answer is no. Well, it sounds like mom has the space and can take them in without uprooting you or your nephew. Sis sounds super entitled and I wouldn't be letting her stay in my house. Not the asshole.
My mom does a 2 empty bedrooms currently, but Anne and my mom have a difficult relationship. If you going to be homeless, you suck it up, and get along and not act like an entitled princess asking others to give up their living space for you. And #X200B. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Your house, your rules. The fact that she throws a fit and starts getting family to pressure you is a clear sign you should not let her move in. Imagine if she is this difficult before she moved in, how are you going to get her to move out?
Not the asshole. Look, it's not a matter of who deserves to live in your house. Your sister might not get this, but she's already failed her audition for being tolerable to live with. This is who you want to live in your house. I promise you, with the way she's already acted, living with her will be hell. You're not obligated to spoil your own sanctuary for someone else. After she calmed down, she said fine, they would take my bedroom. Jesus, the level of entitlement to even thinking this would be okay. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. I also wonder if your sister expects that she would pay nothing either if she did move in. The difference between extra utilities from a 20-year-old is vastly different from that of a family of 4. That she also expected you to move out of your own bedroom so that her family could move in is astounding to me. The number of people who make demands while asking for a favor just blows me away. If you're asking someone to let you stay with them, you take whatever you can get. They are not obligated to say yes, and they certainly aren't obligated to alter their entire life just to accommodate you. Good on you for standing firm.